Hi traders, welcome to Quantsapp and welcome back to this pre-market analysis. So let's try to go ahead and analyze some of the derivative data points to get ourselves prepared for the upcoming trading session. So if we talk about SGX Nifty, so SGX Nifty right now is trading at around 16,000. So we might expect, or I would say we might expect a market to open somewhere around 16,000. So we are again seeing a gap up happening in the market. So yesterday we saw a Nifty kind of going down. So again, talking about the index contributors for the same. So since yesterday, a lot of stocks and sectors actually were dragging the index down. So if we talk about yesterday, ITC standalone was holding the index, rest everything was dragging. So if you see all of the majority of the 50 stocks were negative, just ITC was positively contributing towards the index. If we see the sectoral contribution, no sectors contributing positively towards the index. So it was all about ITC, which was trying to earn, but not and as heavyweight as Reliance, which actually didn't help a lot because a lot of stocks were dragging the index down. Now, if we look at the historical data of Nifty, how it is placed, so it will give us some insight. So if we see that Nifty since this day, which is since 25th of April, has just witnessed one and two. So just witnessed couple of long built up since then, and rest everything was a short. Whenever there is an up move happening in Nifty, it is only due to a short covering instead of a fresh long built up coming in. If we see the absolute open interest, so the long built up which happened on this day now, so if we see the long built up, the quantum of this long built up was very small. That indicates that whenever Nifty is going up, it is going up, or I would say whenever Nifty is going down, the shorts are coming in with conviction and with a bigger quantum, and whenever Nifty is going up, there is not a lot of conviction on the long side, and the quantum is also very small. So today we are seeing an up move, right? So that up move eventually tells us that that up move should sustain basically. So we need to wait in the opening initial phases for Nifty to sustain on upper levels, because we have seen previously also during these things wherein Nifty has opened with a good opening, but eventually it dropped down later on. So now if we talk about this data, how Nifty's monthly expiry data has been placed at, wherein if we see significant put support can be seen around the same level where Nifty closed yesterday around the strike price of 15,800, which has a decent put OI. But now we are expecting markets to open somewhere around 16,000, but 16,000 sees a decent, I would say, resistance, we can call it, where there is a significant quantum of call OI with put OI shedding. So that tells us that Nifty being in a short built up trend, there is a decent, I would not call it a very heavy resistance, but there is a decent resistance at 16,000 with put OI getting unwinded. So somewhere the support is getting broken around 16,000. So initially we should wait, and if there is a dip around 15,800, that's where the zone we can expect Nifty to take and support, because that's where a significant put OI strike is placed at. And also Nifty coming from a very short trend, I would say this might act as an immediate hurdle for Nifty. And also if we see that the puts are getting shredded. Now let's talk about the data in Bank Nifty. So let's say I'll pick up Bank Nifty over here. So if you see Bank Nifty, so Bank Nifty, the data is placed in such a way wherein the highest call stands at 33,000 and highest put stands at 34,000. There is an decent put call open interest on 33,500. So this might act like our immediate resistance, but I would still say 34,000 will act like our major resistance. If there is a dip in Bank Nifty around the level of 33,000, that's where the zone we can see that, okay, it is around its support zone. Until and unless then in the opening hour, the idea is to wait for markets to sustain and check if the gap up opening which we are seeing, if that sustains. Now coming to the stock of the day. So the stock of the day has been on the short side, which is Bajaj Finance. So if you look at data in Bajaj Finance, a lot of short build-ups is something what we can see over here. And whenever there is an up move happening in Bajaj Finance, that is only due to a short covering scenario instead of a fresh long, right? And also, if we look at the open interest data, that tells us basically in Bajaj Finance, there are a lot of bears who are active over here, just simply looking at this data. Further, if we optimize this idea using the open interest, we can see that the highest put strike, which is placed at 5,700, over there, the open interest is getting unwinded, right? So if there is an up move in Bajaj Finance, we might expect and resistance around the level of 6,000, right? That's where there is a strike price which has a significant call open interest. So if there is an up move, we can expect somewhere around 6,000 zone. It might expect an resistance. And on the lower side, directly 5,500 is where the put writers are adding more open interest. So if Bajaj Finance, the idea is if it has an up move, obviously it might open with an gap up. So if it opens with the gap up somewhere around 6,000 to 5,950 is the zone where we might expect an resistance. And if it opens flat, then wait for Bajaj Finance to go below the level of 5,680. That will lead Bajaj Finance eventually to trade below its support, and then we might see a further down move. And also we saw that there is a lot of bears who are active in Bajaj Finance. Now talking about the stocks in ban. So if we see Delta Corp, GNFC, IBL Housing Finance, PNB, these are the stocks in ban list. No possible entrance, possible exit found in ban. So to summarize, what we understood that Nifty is in a strong short trend and the bears are aggressive. Whenever there is an up move, it is only due to a short covering scenario, number one. Number two, we saw that 16,000 has a significant call open interest where Nifty might open somewhere around that zone. So over that, we should see if Nifty sustains at the upper level, or else if we see an resistance, we might see directly the support stands at 15,800. Similar data was placed for Bank Nifty, wherein Bank Nifty it was around 34,000 to 33,000 strike price, where the highest call and put OI was standing. Then we identified the pick of the day, which was Bajaj Finance. So there can be two instances. If we get stock somewhere around 6,000, that's where we might expect an resistance in over there. Similarly, if Bajaj Finance, if it drops below the level of highest put, which is 5,700, and the puts keep on unwinding, we might see a down move coming in Bajaj Finance. And yeah, I would say that was it from my side. Thank you so much for joining me up till here. If you have liked the session, do hit the like button, do hit the subscribe button so that this type of learning content reaches you first. Thank you. See you all and have a happy trading session ahead.